Good morning, guys. So today I'm driving here in the area of the Central Post Office. The Central Post Office is that building over there. It's a former post office. Now they are going to transform it into a museum. And I'm going to drive to Hussein Dey, then back to this area here. So this is the very center of Algiers. This is the heart of the central Algiers. I used to sell CDs here at this square. There used to be old book sellers here on these sidewalks. On the left, of course. There is a park here on the left. It's known as the Hussein Dey Park. When I was a kid, I remember that there were lots of pigeons, and today too. Pigeons are back, by the way. Pigeons are back. This Hussein Dey Square was a construction site back in the 1980s and the 1990s because they were building a subway station and the mall there. So they finished the mall, I think, in the 1990s, in the mid-1990s or the early 2000s, and then now it's closed again in order to renovate that square and in order to develop that mall, that underground mall, and then link it to the subway station, to the Tefoura Grande Poste, or the Tefoura Central Post Office subway station. All right, so this is we have just driven through the tunnel of faculties named after the Central University of Algiers. The faculty of Algiers, La Fac Centrale, or the Central Faculty. And now we are driving on Mohammed V Boulevard, Boulevard 5. This is what we call it here, Boulevard 5 or Boulevard Mohammed V. Mohammed V, named after a Moroccan king, the grandfather of the current king of Morocco, Mohammed VI. And the Algerian authorities named this boulevard after that king because he supported Algerian independence. And it's lined with palm trees, beautiful palm trees, as you can see. And by the way, the route I've chosen in order to drive to Hussein Dey is the route that I usually choose in order to avoid traffic. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. We're in early April 2022, and it's the month of Ramadan, so there isn't much traffic now at this time of day. Okay, although it's rush hour, when it's not Ramadan, there is traffic at this time, but not now, because in Ramadan working hours start half an hour or an hour later than usual, and I mean, depending on the company, depending on the employer here in Algeria. And Algerians take it easy. They don't get up very early, and that makes rush hour more what should I say, more bearable. Now we are approaching Tilibli. There is a street on the left known as Debussy. Mustafa Al-Wali. That's its current name, because the Algerian authorities renamed most of the streets of Algeria, of Algerian cities, after independence. After they renamed them, they generally renamed them after people who took part in the Algerian independence war. The Sfinja Road is on the right. This is one of the bottlenecks here in Algiers, okay? Traffic bottlenecks. And the traffic here, or congestion here, is bearable. It's bearable because it's going to ease once you arrive to the roundabout that's over there at the end of this street. And this street is known as Boulevard Kirim Belkacem, the Kirim Belkacem Boulevard. There is a hotel here, Hotel des Beaux-Arts. It's on the left, and it's named after the Fine Arts Graduate School, which is on the right. It's over there. Looks like a garden. It's over there, that wall, that stone wall. This one on the right. And Tilimli is a beautiful neighborhood. There are two museums here, the Museum of Ancient Arts and the Museum of Islamic Arts. They are on the left, and they are in the park, the Parc de Galant, or Liberty Park. Parc de la Liberté. Now we are driving onto Roosevelt Street, Franklin Roosevelt Street, named after a former US president who supported Algeria's independence as well, Algeria's self-determination. So this is the route I take via the upper parts of Algiers in order to go to Hussein Dey, avoiding thus traffic in the area of La Grande Poste. Just look at how beautiful this area is, and it's the Addis Ababa Square. Addis Ababa, named after the capital of Ethiopia, which is also, in fact, we Algerians and Africans in general appreciate Ethiopia, the nation of Ethiopia, because it was one of the few African nations that have never been colonized. And we also, I mean, Algeria has good relations with Ethiopia, and Addis Ababa is the capital of Ethiopia, and it's also the city where the headquarters of the African Union is located. And now we have just entered Independence Avenue. Be careful here, it's a sloping street, it's a hilly street. Just look at the slope. And there is a curve over there, a long curve. Long and wide, but it could be slippery on a rainy day. Therefore, you're advised. Just look at the cars in front of me over there. They're braking. I'm braking too. You've got to maintain a reasonable speed here. Anyways, never exceed 60 kilometers per hour on city roads, and on this road, you're advised to run at 50 kilometers per hour. There are people crossing the road here. Gharmoul Street is on the right. You can access it on the right. And now, this area is the area of the Mustafa Hospital. There is a mall here on the right, a clothing mall known as Le Bazaar, the Bazaar. And there is a parking garage here, by the way. You can come and park your car here and go visit the market too. There is a market here, the Ali Mallah vegetable market. There is this beautiful square here. All right, I've got to merge into the left lane, in order to go to the motorway. And this route that I have taken is can be taken even on a busy day, even on a busy weekday. So I will be showing you my driving habits and the routes I usually take to go home when or to go visit other places when there is traffic. I will be showing you how to avoid traffic here in Algiers, how to avoid traffic as much as possible, of course. So in my future videos I will be showing you shortcuts and also practical routes in order to drive efficiently here in this city and make the most of its road infrastructure. that guy is gesticulating at that bus. But in fact, my advice is that you avoid road rage. And in Ramadan, some people could be irritable because they didn't take their morning coffee, you know. They didn't get their morning dose of caffeine. But in fact, you've got to avoid road rage at any cost, because it could cost you a lot. Trust me. I myself no longer engage in road rage, in road arguments and gesticulation and cussing. I no longer do it. I've stopped doing it a long time ago. And now we have just left the ALN Avenue, the National Liberation Army's Avenue, and we've taken this overpass in order to enter the Revoir area. The botanical garden is on my right. If you want to go to it, you need to take the right turn. The botanical garden, the Algiers Botanical Garden, the oldest botanical garden here in Algeria, and one of the most beautiful gardens, probably one of the most beautiful gardens in Africa and the Mediterranean region. It has a zoo, a small zoo, and there is a parking lot there in the vicinity of the garden. It's outside the garden, and that garden served as the headquarters of the Allied forces in World War II during Operation Torch in 1943, when the Americans and the British disembarked here in order to kick out the French Nazi, the French regime, the Vichy regime that collaborated with the Nazi Germany. Be careful, there is a roundabout here, okay? There are cars driving around it, turning around it. There are restaurants on the right. They are, I think they are steakhouses. Barbecue restaurants, and they used to be located on the left, then they were relocated here on the right. And this glass building here is the headquarters of the Algiers subway company. Be careful here. This car is leaving the headquarters, and now we are at Zapata Square, named after Emiliano Zapata. So you see, Algiers has many places named after historical figures, international historical figures. Franklin Roosevelt. Addis Ababa is the capital of Ethiopia, and then we have Zapata Square, named after the Mexican revolutionary leader of the early 20th century, Emiliano Zapata. And now we have just entered Hussein Dey, the municipality of Hussein Dey, and this is Ferdinand Hanafi Street. It runs across Hussein Dey from east to west. It's beginning to rain. I hope I'll be able to finish this video, because my windshield is or windscreen is scratched, and now if I start operating my wipers, those scratches are going to appear. They are going to blur the image. Alright, so this is Hussein Dey, central part of Hussein Dey. There is this beautiful mosque. There is the Amirouche apartment complex here. It's an old apartment complex named after Amirouche, Colonel Amirouche. You can see his picture here on this wall. Picture made or composed of wall tiles, earthenware wall tiles, and this is the area of the post office, the Hussein Dey post office. Main post office is on the left, and There is a cultural center over there, straight ahead, that yellow building in the middle. And this is one of the beautiful streets lined with palm trees here in Algiers. And of course there is a building of historical significance. It's over there. It's this building here. It dates back to the Ottoman era. It's the Bulkin Palace, or the Bulkin High School. It used to be a high school up until recently, and it used to be one of the residences of Hussein Dey, the Dey Hussein, who was the last Ottoman governor or Turkish governor of Algiers. And now I have just turned around. We have arrived in Hussein Dey. Now we are going to go back to Grande Poste. And for this I'm going to choose another route that will avoid us traffic, that will avoid traffic on a busy day, okay? Those routes through which you avoid traffic are sometimes complex, but they are worth taking. Okay, so I guess that I've got to stop for a while, pause filming for a while in order to wipe my windshield, then continue filming. Because these raindrops are going to distract you, I think, and they are going to ruin the pleasure of viewing the city. Alright guys, so I tried to do my best. I wiped my windshield with a piece of cloth in order to avoid using the wipers, and now we're driving back to central Algiers, and you can see that Algiers appears all misty here, shrouded. Central Algiers is over there in the background, but it's misty, almost invisible. I drove through this road earlier, and now I have the impression that it's getting even mistier. Just look at the Martyrs Memorial. It's over there on the left. In the background, on the top of that hill, the Martyrs Memorial, and it's a little bit misty too, although it's visible. It's clearly visible. This is one of my favorite gas stations on the left, and we are back on Fernand Hanafi Street, headquarters of the Algiers subway company is on the left. We're driving towards Zapata Square, but now, if you're afraid of traffic in the area of Belcourt or Belouizdad, you take this route. We're leaving the area of Hussein Dey. We are going to enter the Lisa-Nasser Road. The Ministry of Culture and the Palace of Culture are on the top of that hill over there on the right, that wooded hill. It's spring here in Algeria. It's springtime and everything is green. It's so beautiful. So this is the Lisa-Nasser Road. It's a road that links Hussein Dey, the area of Hussein Dey, one of the lower parts of Algiers, to Kuba, to the area of Kuba and Geridi, in the upper parts of Algiers. And now to go to central Algiers, you've got to take the right. If you continue driving on this road, on the left, you will arrive Geride, in the area of Geride. Then you can access the southern bypass waterway, Rocade Sud, or the Binaklur waterway. But we are going downtown to central Algiers. This is the Ministry of Culture. It's on the right. Ministry of Foreign Affairs is a little bit further away. If you take the right, you will arrive in an area known as Les Sources. But we are going downtown. Even my windshield is fogging up on the inside. Now we are approaching the Martyrs Memorial. It's so difficult to film on a rainy day. Just look at how messy my windshield is. The wipers are no longer doing their job. They have already gotten old after just a couple of months. Just a couple of months after I purchased them. And now we have just driven underneath the esplanade of the Martyrs Memorial. There is a mall in the memorial area, and this area is known as El Madania. The apartment complex on the right is an old apartment complex that dates back to the late years of the colonial era, and it's known as Le Confort. Now I've got to clean this windshield because it's dirty. It's outright dirty. I'm going to find myself a parking spot around here, and all right. I think that is okay. Not here. Let's say here, in front of Villa Susini. Alright guys, so I hope I'll be able to finish this video before it starts pouring. Villa Susini is on the right, and it used to be a torture center, used as a torture center by the French colonial army. They committed atrocities here at this villa. And now I'm driving on the street that will lead me downtown. The city center can be seen on the right. There is a balcony here, a beautiful balcony. It's worth walking this street, in fact. It's worth walking it. Someday I will film you a video where I will be walking on this street. So Martyrs Boulevard is on the left, and Zikal Street, Mohammed Zikal Street is on the right. We are taking the right side. The street on the right. Mohammed Zikal Street. And you can see that central Algiers looks misty on a rainy day like this. There is humidity, and Algiers looks misty from a distance, from far away. And now this area is known as Dar al Babor, or the boat apartment complex, or the boat houses. It's very hard to find a parking spot here. As you can see, the road is a main road. In fact, it links the the Il Madania area to central Algiers. However, it's narrow. At some places it's very, very narrow. And there are these intersections here. So if you take the left, you will arrive at the Martyrs Boulevard, Boulevard des Martyrs, where the Algerian TV and radio company is headquartered. This road on the left too leads there. Okay, so now let's drive on. We're still on Zekel Street. Alright, this guy is turning around. Although you can see some parking spots around here, but they will all be taken after an hour or two, when people start going to work. And this is the Harsha gym. In fact, it's a sporting complex, a sports complex. Just made a dangerous maneuver here. I shouldn't have done it because well, I thought that I could overtake that guy who was coming from the right, but in the end there was oncoming traffic. There was that car coming at all speed in the other direction. Now we have taken the left in order to drive onto Ghermoul Street. So the Harsha Sports Complex is here on the left. They have a swimming pool. They have and there is this big competition room where they organize basketball, handball, volleyball competitions, as well as martial art competitions. So it's a very important area. Very important sports complex. The Ali Mallah market is on the right. And this area here is serviced by both public and private buses. The Mustafa Pasha Hospital is on the right. It's over there. Just 50 meters away from here. I like driving on cloudy days and rainy days in order to I mean in springtime and in summertime, and because my phone overheats when it's sunny. Okay, when it's sunny my phone overheats because of the heat that hits directly my dashboard. I'm using a dashboard okay, it's better overtake this bus. All right, it's setting off. So this is a public bus. That's one of the public buses that service this area. There is a bus stop here, by the way, although there is no marker, there is no sign or bus shelter to let you know that there is a bus here. And now just look or watch how I'm going to drive straight to the post office area, to the central post office area, La Grande Poste. We've been filming for 29 minutes now, and Missoni is on the right, by the way. It's a very it's a shopping street. It's a very commercial street. It's on the right. There are clothing stores there selling clothing at affordable prices. And this street here will lead you straight to Tidouche Morad, to the upper part of Tidush Morad. You can see that building. All right, in the background, it's in Tilimili. It's the Lycée Elizabeth building. It's the, and that one in the middle. It's over there, in the background, on the top of that hill. That one is the l'Aérohabitat. I think that it's the tallest building here in central Algiers. It has studio apartments. And now, Brocante. An antiquarian, Brocante. This means that there is a shop here that sells antiques. And now, this is the upper part of Tidush Morad. And there is Liberty Park on the left, Parc de Galon, where we filmed at the beginning of this video. It's on the left. This is one of its entrances. This is its northern entrance, and or lower entrance, and the entrance we filmed earlier, where the museums are located and the School of Fine Arts is located, is its upper entrance. Sacré-Cœur is on the left. There is a cathedral here, a beautiful cathedral, but sadly I can't film it. I can't turn the camera on the left in order to film it for you. There is a cathedral here. It's known as the Sacred Heart Cathedral, Sacré-Cœur. And this is where the commercial part of Tidush Morad Street starts. It's one of the main streets of Algiers, main boulevards of Algiers, with countless stores. The Western Saharan, or the Sahrawi Cultural Center is on the left. My car is in neutral, so it's so clear. It's so here. I mean, there is no traffic. It's so empty that now my car is in neutral. Victor Hugo Street is on the right. Maisonneuve is behind us. Maisonneuve Street, that commercial street where they sell clothing. And there is a cinema here. There is a movie theater. It's on the left. The Algeria movie theater. Khalifa Bou Khalfa is on the right. There is a Spanish cultural center here on the right. And we are approaching Audin, the Audin Square. If you want to go back to the motorway, you take the right. If you want to go back to Champ de Manœuvre, you take the right too. Then you go on to Hassim Ben Bouali Street. This is the Grande Poste station. Central University is over there in the background. There is a mall here, an underground mall. The tunnel of faculties is on the left. And traffic goes, in the tunnel, traffic goes in only one direction. Now we are back in the area of the Central Post Office. That building in the background, it's over there, built in 1910. It served as a post office until 2015. And well, that's it guys. I hope that you liked this video. It was us driving from the Central Post Office to Hussein Dey, then back to the Central Post Office. There is a subway station here if you are interested. And okay guys, so don't forget to like and subscribe, and hit the notifications button in order to receive more notifications of my future videos. And please subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you subscribe, because only a third of my viewers is subscribed. If the two remaining thirds subscribe, that will make me even happier, and that would help me develop this channel even further. Alright guys, drive safely, take care of yourselves, drop comments if you want, and goodbye.